Hey guys, Alchanii here. He's a little injured, busted my knee open on the ice. If I sound quiet, there's your reason. Just trying to keep this thing from swelling. All right, um, the subjects I had in mind, I got them in my mind still. I got a few things to point out. This gameplay you're watching here is one I've mentioned 2 or 3 times, where me, Fluid, and KSS went 3 versus 6, 3 versus 7. I don't know how many times I pulled up the scoreboard, but it's here's the gameplay, and I do apologize for not putting this up sooner. I mean, it's been like 3 weeks since this game happened, so I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. It's actually worth watching. Another thing is, if you're curious about my Bad Company 2 stats whatsoever, I found a link so you can see all my stats with all my weapons on Vietnam, Bad Company 2. You can see my stats on vehicles and all that. I'm gonna put in the description, so if you're curious about my stats, which are terrible at the moment, it's like a 1.5 something KD. I'm working on fixing it. Like so you know, a 2 KD on Bad Company 2 or a 2.5 KD on Bad Company 2 is like a 3.5 or 4 on Call of Duty. So it's only because it's kind of hard to get kills in Bad Company 2 unless you're doing like unless you're doing a ton of rushing. So, if I forget to put the link in the description, feel free to harass me, whichever way you want to, through Twitter, private message, whatever. So, hopefully I do get the link in there now I said that, so you don't harass me. So I've heard, I got annoyed by one thing today, and I just heard something else today. So apparently, I mean, alright, I think some of us know that, Activision has cut off Guitar Hero, and True Crime from games they're going to be publishing. Basically, that means Guitar Hero's done, Band Hero's done, DJ Hero's done, and any other hero that they've released. So all those games are done. They're going to continue to support the games with the DLC. I think I don't know if they're going to keep releasing DLC, but I know they're going to keep the DLC up, whatever that means, and that's one of the subjects I had in mind. The thing that annoyed me today was this thing about how Bulletstorm's like the worst game in the world. I kind of want to make I just want to make a little point, some argument towards that. Back to Activision. I just want to make an official announcement / prediction. Now that Guitar Hero, Band Hero, and DJ Hero and all those will not be focused on, Activision's going to basically focus on Call of Duty and I don't know what else. What's going to happen is Call of Duty is going to die. I just heard that about there's four or five companies working on Call of Duty games now. And what's going to happen is we're going to see a Call of Duty game probably every 4.5 months or more. Probably every 6 months at best. I don't know. But we're going to see Call of Duty games like very often each year from probably 2012 and on. I don't know if they're planning on releasing anything here in 2011, but if they do, then it starts in this year. The reason I say Call of Duty is going to die is because that's what happened with Guitar Hero, and it's just Activision kind of spread themselves a little too thin. House hurts. Activision spread themselves way too thin when it comes to Guitar Hero, DJ Hero, and all those. Guitar Hero basically had a game every 3 to 5 months. So, and then they had DLC to go with it. Like, they had Guitar Hero 3, World Tour, Smash Hits, On Tour, 5, Van Halen, Aerosmith. Then they had Warriors Rock. I don't know what else is out there, but I know there's way too many Guitar Hero games. There's probably like 18 of them out there. And I think that's why Activision said we're done with Guitar Hero, because they spread themselves way too thin by releasing way too many games in that series, and they had to support all of them. And the music game genre just it's been declining ever since Rock Band 2. So the same thing's going to happen to Call of Duty. We're going to see a game every 4 to 6 months. And we're going to see DLC probably every week once all the games start to rack up. You know, we're gonna have like 4 games in like 2 or 3 years. We're gonna have DLC every month, probably every week, every month. I don't know, but that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna get overloaded with Call of Duty, and it's just eventually going to blow up. Now, I do know that Call of Duty is a much bigger name, a much bigger game than Guitar Hero, so this death won't happen until probably the 15th game. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. Not just as fast as Guitar Hero, though, because they're going to do the same thing. They're going to release 1,000 games, and then they have to support all these games, and people are just going to get sick and tired of Activision's evil plot. So if you're seeing this video from the future and we're not seeing Call of Duty anymore, there you go. This was made in 2011, February friggin' 10th, I think, 9th? Yeah, 10th. So if Call of Duty is dead in like 2025, there you go. So I just want to warn you guys that we're going to see too much Call of Duty. There's way too many companies. There's Treyarch, there's Infinity Ward, there's Sledgehammer, there's Beachhead Studios, and I know there's one more, but I can't remember the name. So that's what's going to happen. The thing that annoyed me was the Bulletstorm thing. Oh, man, finally. Had to move there for a second. Excuse the whole knee injury here. I just want to make a public service announcement that will be viewed by very few, like 160 of you. Fox News, CNN, it doesn't matter. All the news is pretty much the same. They are never going to change. They're always going to, every year or so, we're going to see some kind of report about how video games are violent, video games increase the chances of rape, or whatever. Video games are gonna be viewed in a negative light every so often in the news, and it's never gonna change because people like watching that stuff. Very few people actually believe that video games are evil, thanks to Fox News and all those. So it doesn't matter what you say about them; they're never gonna change their ways. Especially for me, because I'm a small nobody with a strong opinion. So what I want to say is that Operator, I have to go back on Operator Perry's video. I respect him as both a person and a gamer, and I do respect his opinion very highly, because he views the whole video games as violent thing as something that shouldn't exist. So I want to go back on my video, of course. Got to go back on myself. It's not going to be the person playing the game's fault for, like, if they're 9 years old. If they're 9 years old playing an M-rated game, that's not their fault. The kid probably wanted the game, and their parents always say yes, and the parents are not parents at all. They're just they're beings in this kid's life. Fox News will never review this. They'll never think of it, because their blatant closed-mindedness towards video games is always going to be entertaining to somebody. It's entertaining to us gamers because it's so stupid, but it's entertaining to others who believe video games are bad, and probably raising their child in a wrong manner. I think every kid should be allowed to play at least some game at some point in their life. Whether I mean, Pac-Man is a very good start. I mean, you got to start with the good stuff, you know, the retro stuff. Kingdom Hearts is a good game for a kid, you know. I can't, SSX, I thought that game was alright. But for them to say that a 9-year-old is going to get their hands on this game and they're going to do X, Y, and Z, once again, they're stupid in saying this. They're acting as if the ESRB doesn't exist, and this is always going to happen in their reports. They're going to act as if M-rated means it's for like 11-year-olds, and E is for 1-year-olds, which it is. But it's always going to happen. It doesn't matter what the ESRB rating is. They're always going to say, well, this is going to be marketed towards children. Children are going to get their hands on this game. Yeah, no crap. Because of poor parents. and I don't know. It's just it's so annoying to gamers with half a mind. It blows my mind how much society has dropped in intelligence. I mean, this is our news today, guys. I much rather get my news from The Daily Show, which actually I do, because The Daily Show actually presents it in a kind of sad but true and funny manner. So that's really the only news I watch now, because everything else it is this whole Egypt thing I don't care about. I don't care about Lindsay Lohan. I don't care about Anderson Cooper getting punched in the face. I don't. But for The Daily Show to basically say we don't care, but this is something funny about it. That's what I like. So really, I just want to say again, all these news networks, they act as if the ESRB rating does not exist. They're always going to say a 9-year-old's going to get their hands on this game, and they're never going to say anything about the parents. And if they do, the parents are probably going to pop in and say, well, he was never like that, something like that. So that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to say that I just wanted to predict that Call of Duty is going to die somewhere in the future. I don't know when, but I just know it's going to die. It's kind of like death. You know it's going to happen, but not when. So, which is kind of weird, because I just said Call of Duty is going to die. So death, die, related. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching this. Thumb this up if you liked it. Thumb it down if you didn't. One more thing, if you have friends who are not in the know-how or not in the loop for this whole ESRB thing, just tell them that it's always going to be the parents' fault. If they actually pay attention to the news about the video games, just tell them it's the parents' fault. That's the best thing you could say to your friend. I don't want to tell you to go and send this video to your friends, because that's just being a whore. So I just want you to take something from this video. Tell everybody you know who doesn't know this, or at least you don't think they know, that when the news says something negative about video games, it's the parents' fault. I mean, it doesn't matter what. It's always going to be the parents' fault. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, my knee does not hurt. I said I fell in the ice, but really, I have such a high pain threshold. It bled a little bit, but it really doesn't hurt. So, whatever. I'm holding ice on it. So, thank you.